Good people of YouTube, my name is Spanner. Welcome back to some more Death Gates. We met the last of the sartan, Zifnab, but he ran away into this disc. Before we chase after him, let's speak with these guys again.
Where did he go?
Where did who go?
That flaming sartan. You know, Zifnab.
Oh, Zifnab. I'm not sure. Sometimes he just gets so flustered that he leaves through the disc. Seeing you sure made him flustered for some reason. We'll all wait around for a while to see if he comes back. It's usually worth it if he does.
Thanks, Prince. I'll speak with you later.
Sure, I'm not going anywhere.
Even though you look to be...
Nope. Let's look at the golden sword. I never did get around to doing that. The golden sword doesn't look like the product of humans. It has the perfect sheen of a sartan artifact. Alright. On to the main task at hand. Let's use transportation. You weave the spell in the air. It floats slightly over to the disc. It strikes and an explosion of light obscures everything. Eventually, the light fades, but what reappears isn't at all like what was there before. Your surroundings are completely altered. The only thing that remains is the disc, but its color has changed to black. The base of a massive... Is this a dragon? The base of a massive branch, shielded by leaves, is home to a dragon. Yeah, it's a dragon. The branch extends over the chasm between the trees. You appear on a wide branch. The somewhat weather-beaten sartan stands in front of you. Behind him, you notice a gigantic reptile, something you'd heard stories about but never seen, a dragon.
Hello, patron. Before you do anything rash, I must inform you that we are both under the watchful eye of my pet dragon.
He turns to present a monstrous reptilian form stretched out behind him. Zifnab looks concerned, then kicks the dragon's tail.
Wake up, you stupid dragon! I've got a boogie at 12 o'clock! Unfriendly fire! Traitor in our midst!
Slowly, the dragon opens its huge eye and regards you. The look it gives you says, "I know he's a little excitable, but he's mine. Touch him and you'll answer to me." Then it closes the eye and starts snoring.
Whenever I really need him, does he help out? No, he sleeps. It's enough to make someone go out and get a cat. Well, since you're already in my home, I might as well be hospitable. Coffee, tea, a push off of the branch?
Who are you?
I'm Cortex, the thinking machine. No, wait a second, that's not it. I knew a moment ago. Ooh, that's right. I'm James Bond, Agent 007. I've got a license to kill, so you'd better keep your distance. Somewhere I have a lighter that can obliterate half a continent. Either that or take your picture.
What?
Something wrong with you? I told you, I'm Bond, James Bond. I don't think this boy's playing with a full deck.
No, you're not. You're Zifnab, the children told me.
Haha, that's just my cover. You a fool, huh? Can't blame you. I'm the best in the business.
Quit fooling around. I know you're Zifnab. Although what kind of name Zifnab is, I'm not sure.
Oh yeah? Well, what kind of name is Haplo?
How do you know my name?
How'd you know my name is Haplo?
Your name is Haplo? Glad to meet you. I'm Zifnab.
You didn't answer my question. How'd you know my name is Haplo?
Why, you just told me when you introduced yourself. You'd better start paying attention to the conversation if you're gonna learn anything.
Try to keep it together, Sartan. I need some information.
Now, let's see. I have a piece of microfilm lodged in my inner ear from my smuggling days, but I can't really talk about that. How about the weather? Pretty sunny, huh? Actually, talking about the weather isn't quite as interesting when it's always the same.
Where are the other Sartan?
I don't know. Have you seen them? I figured they'd been hiding from me all this time. Some joke. I turn my back for a couple years, take a little moonlight stroll, and they all go away. Well, it's not funny!
Where do you think they could be hiding?
Well, I left them in the Citadel when I went for a walk. I assumed that they'd be along, but they never came. I haven't seen them since.
I found a group of them on Arianis. They were in crystal coffins.
Of course they were. The unification has yet to take place on Arianis. When it does, the coffins will open and the sartan will come out to help the mensch.
No, you don't understand. I did something there and the coffins opened. All of the sartan were dead.
They're dead? All dead? How did it happen? How could it happen? You did this, Patryn, didn't you? Somehow your race has struck back and killed us. Admit it!
You're wrong, Zifnab. One of my missions is to find out where the sartan disappeared to. If the sartan are dying off, it's not of my doing.
Ah, of course. Your people were imprisoned when this happened. You couldn't have had anything to do with it. There's something else out there.
Why are you here?
I don't know why I'm here exactly. Even though our policy is non-interference when it comes to the unification, I felt I had to help it along. It's been so long and the mensch have never been so close as they are now.
How long have you been here? Alone?
I'm not alone. I've got my dragon, I've got the children. I don't need more than that. But it seemed like a long time since I've seen any of my people. A long time.
Let's talk about something else. You're obviously uncomfortable with this subject.
Suit yourself.
What is this dragon?
He's my pet dragon. I met him shortly after I came to Pryan. He took a liking to me, so I decided to adopt him. He told me that he embodies good in the wave. Doesn't make any sense to me. If he's supposed to be the personification of good, then he wouldn't be so lazy.
What's the wave?
You know, it's when a portion of the audience lifts their arms, followed by another portion, then another, until it completes a full circle around the stadium. No, wait, that's different. The wave is a little harder to explain. Reality is balanced. Good and evil can never be more powerful than each other. When that happens, the wave compensates. The dragon was created a long time ago in response to something else. Something very evil.
That dragon is the embodiment of good?
I know, hard to believe, isn't it? Especially since he didn't just eat you up as soon as you arrived.
Are you implying that I'm evil?
Of course not. Are you inferring that you are evil? That may be important. We might be on the verge of a breakthrough. A few more sessions and we'll be able to make some serious progress on your complex.
Do you know what the evil thing was?
Is, my good man, is. Since my dragon here is still around, you must assume that his evil counterpart is still around as well. I have my theories as to its form, but it's such a depressing subject that I prefer not to talk about it.
Enough. Let's talk about something else.
All right. How about those Steelers? Think they'll go all the way?
Why are you talking to the children about racial harmony?
The races have never been closer to tolerating each other, especially the children. If I can impress upon them the importance of peace, they may achieve unification.
You've referred to the unification. What exactly is it?
The unification, that's the racial harmony I've been talking about. When all the races come together and are capable of living with each other, the worlds are key to open their resources to the mensch, wake up the sleeping sartan, and ready the realm for the interconnection. Each world set up its own test to determine when the unification occurred. When the mensch figured out the way into the Citadel, when they worked together to enter it, they will have unified. This was supposed to happen in every realm. After all of them were ready, the council was supposed to complete the sundering by interconnecting the realms. The new society would begin. But it's been so long. Far too long. Something went wrong.
What do you think went wrong with the plan?
We took on too much ourselves. We were gods, and we were infallible. I warned Sama that we should wait. There were alternatives, but he didn't listen. He was full of his dream.
Where is Pryan's seal piece?
Ah, the seal piece. Your lord needs it, huh? You know, there are better uses for it than what he intends.
What do you know about my lord?
Oh, nothing. I'm sure he's a wonderful fella. Life of the party kind of guy. Am I right? I'll bet he could show me a card trick or two.
How do you know what my lord intends?
What do patron lords usually intend after they've escaped from thousands of years of imprisonment? You think maybe he wants to conquer the realms, reform the world to enslave the masses? No, nobody's that antisocial.
What uses?
Interested? Well, back in the old days, we had plans for those pieces. Big plans. Plans that make other plans look really small. Really huge plans. And important, woo-wee! You don't get any more important than those plans. That's how we made plans in the old days. Big and important.
Well, what were your plans?
What plans?
Don't try and throw me off track. Where is it?
All right, don't get in a huff. Where did we put that piece? Didn't we build something to put it in? Oh, that's right. It's in the Citadel.
All right, that's a start. What's the Citadel?
That's a pretty open-ended question. The Citadel is a fortress, or it's a city, or it's a power station. Take your pick.
Where is the Citadel?
Oh, it's that way, I think. You should be able to see it from the air in your flying ship. It's really big. Had to be, you know.
How do I get in?
That's a toughie. No one can get in. In fact, it was designed to keep everyone out. I certainly don't think any exceptions were made for angry patrons. Of course, after the unification, anyone could just walk right through the front door.
You mean I'll have to make all of the races get along before I can get that door open?
Well, it's not quite that difficult. We set up a test to detect when the races started to get along. We gave each a symbol. A golden sword to the humans, a golden staff to the elves, and a golden hammer to the dwarves. If a representative from each race places their symbol upon the door to the Citadel at the same time, it will open. The three races must do it together. One man with all the symbols wouldn't be able to open the door.
Where are all of those symbols?
They certainly didn't take quite the care of them that we hoped they would. Only the humans still revere their symbol, but they look on it as a symbol of leadership instead of its actual meaning, the humans' role in a new integrated society. Every human leader carries it. It gives them the authority to rule. I believe the current holder is the young princess who occasionally comes to my gatherings. The elves threw their staff into a local pit called the Maw. It's been lost for generations. I don't know how the unification can occur until it is recovered. The dwarves, straight-lined practical thinkers that they are, took one look at the hammer, decided that it was the most inferior hammer they'd ever seen, and stuck it deep in their weapons vault. I don't think they even remember that they have it.
Isn't there any other way to get in the Citadel?
Well, let's see. A spell might help you out. Maybe if you blew down a wall or something. There's one spell I remember. What was it? Tie a wall, lie a stall? I can't seem to recall. Oh well, sorry I couldn't help.
Fireball?
Didn't you come from there? How'd you get out?
Getting out is not the same thing as getting in. In fact, they're two entirely different things. Yin and yang, night and day, black hat and white hat.
With that, Zifnab removes his hat, squints at it, and pounds on it until it looks worse than ever. Satisfied, he replaces it on his head and smiles.
Tell me more about the Citadel itself.
All right.
How is the Citadel a fortress?
At present, that seems to be the only task that it accomplishes on a regular basis. All of its other functions were intended to come online following the unification. Right now, the Citadel lies dormant. The Titans roam the forest. Everything waits on the unification. That's why I'm trying so hard to convince the children to throw away their prejudices.
Titans? What are they?
The Titans are magical creatures created to operate the Citadel. We built them to last too. Big suckers, maybe 3 times your height, and powerful enough to rip up a small tree. Their appearance is a little unsettling. They don't have any eyes. Don't need them. We gave them enough magic to sense everything around them. In fact, they can sense things miles away when they're motivated enough. When we built this realm, we dumped them into the forest. Until the Citadel powered up, they had nothing to do. I think they went a little crazy. They knew they were supposed to serve the Sartan, and they knew that the Citadel was important, but that's about it. Titans aren't the smartest creatures. Somehow they found a Sartan relic. I think it was a crystal sculpture of some sort. Without purpose in their lives, they fixated on it. To them, I suppose it had religious significance, and to this day, they worship it. Against all of our expectations, the Mensch actually encountered the Titans. Dwarves moved into the area surrounding the Titans' forest. They understandably wandered in. The Titans reacted by defending their relic, and they drove the dwarves off, dragging their wounded behind them. But dwarves are stubborn creatures, and they continue to live just outside of the forest. As long as they stay outside, the Titans leave them alone. The two races live in uneasy peace. The Titans notice nothing besides their artifact, and the dwarves leave it alone. Those dwarves are understandably nervous, living so close to their enemy, so they keep a stock of weapons handy. I don't think they've actually pulled them out for years, but having them available makes them feel more secure.
What exactly is the Titan's purpose? Why'd you make them?
The Citadel is a big place. It needed a lot of workers to keep it running smoothly. Instead of enslaving the Mensch or working the Citadel ourselves, we tailor-made a race to do it for us. We also designed them to protect the Citadel, and ironically, the Mensch as well. Somehow, they've perverted this defensive behavior to focus on the crystal artifact to the exclusion of everything else. Of course, their unnatural interest in this piece of Sartan refuse should disappear when the Citadel is opened. The unification will trigger the imprinted behavior that will summon the Titans into the Citadel. They should start it operating, and they'll forget about everything in their previous lives.
What's the Titan's magic sense like?
The Titans had to be given the power to sense the position of objects, even though the objects might be out of sight. This was principally for the operation and repair of the Citadel after it started working. Because they were equipped with this sense, we decided not to give them eyes. They see better than you or I, and they track better than any scout, since they already know the location of something even when they're away from it.
How is the Citadel a city?
We intended the Citadel to house everyone, the humans, the elves, and the dwarves all together. Naturally, this couldn't happen until they learned to live peacefully among each other. So it's false wait, empty and dead, for the unification.
How is the Citadel a power station?
Prian has a role in the whole. Following the interconnection, Prian was to supply power to the other realms. Its 4 suns produce more than enough energy for itself and the other worlds. The Citadel was supposed to control the flow of energy from the suns through the Death Gate into the other worlds.
How about we talk about something else?
Suit yourself.
Where'd you get these transporter discs?
They're just something I picked up. Rather handy, don't you think? I had to plant the white one in the ground to keep the children from wandering off with it. I wouldn't want to appear in the middle of the campfire. If I didn't have them, I'd have to rely on my pet dragon to take me everywhere, and getting him out of bed could blow a whole day. As far as I know, there's no other way back to the nearest tree.
Give me one good reason why I shouldn't blow you away.
If you so much as look at me wrong, my dragon will find out what you're made of and decorate the tree with it.
He smiles, leans against a non-existent branch, and falls on his face.
I have had enough. Goodbye, Sartan.
Well, I can't say I'm sorry to see you go, Haplo. But take care. You have many trials ahead of you. The fate of the world rests on your shoulders.
I'm sorry, what?
If it isn't my favorite patron in all of Prian, what can I do for you?
I have had enough. Goodbye, Sartan.
Nothing.
Well, I can't...
Okay, that was a lot. That was a big conversation. So, where are we? From this vantage over the deep chasm, you see the tree you started from. Oh, so this is the far tree that we saw earlier. We can go down. A variety of wild flowers have taken advantage of the pocket of soil here. Rough-hewn stairs lead up into the tree. Can I pick up some yellow flowers? you gather up a bunch of the yellow flowers. The flowers have a sharp, pungent smell, but it isn't particularly strong. You crush the yellow flowers in your hands. Somehow, the action releases an incredibly foul odor, stronger than anything you've ever encountered. Can I take some more? No, I guess the crushed ones are enough. Can I take blue flowers? You gather up a bunch of the beautiful blue flowers. The flowers are simply beautiful, enough to make any woman swoon. Their light fragrance is intoxicating. Oh, so something beautiful, perhaps. The chasm between the two trees is too large to jump. So can I use this? Put the clothesline on the branch? You can't put anything on the branch while you're under it. Tie to the branch. The branch is too high to reach from here. This is the branch. Tie to the branch. You wrap the clothesline around the branch and tie it in a knot. After pulling on it a few times, you're satisfied that it's secure. Can I take the black disc?
You're welcome to take that disc. I can always get my dragon to ferry me back and forth, but unless I miss my guess, you don't have a pet dragon. Without the disc, you're going to have to find another way back to the other tree.
Yeah, I have an idea. I have already found the way to the other tree. And this might give me a way to go down into the chasm. Okay, swing on the clothesline. You grab the clothesline and swing over the chasm to the clearing in the far tree. When you get there, you tuck the end into a crack.
I've no time for you and your foolishness. You're no kitchen worker, so you've no place here. Take it outside, please.
Oh, I guess I can't give her the yellow petals? Maybe I use them for something else. Let's drop the black... no, not on the ground. Into the maw. You heave the disc into the bottomless maw. In seconds it plunges out of sight. Cool. So now we have a way into the maw. We'll give the blue flowers to the elf prince.
Thank you very much. I still need the golden staff of rulership. She'll only regard me as an equal if I'm holding it. After I've gained her respect with it, I can woo her with these flowers and book of love poems that you gave to me. All I need is the staff, but that's probably the hardest thing to get.
Oh, don't you worry. Because now I will cast transportation. With the black disc in the maw, this will create a link to it. Oh, that's a nasty looking spider there. Ho! You stand on a root ledge, right on the edge of a massive web. In the center, a gigantic spider sits patiently. Oh, this seems incredibly dangerous. Unfortunately, it'll have to wait until next time. For now, thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed some more Deathgate, and I will see you all next time.